Welcome back, Rebels. You are tuned in to Financial Rebellion, the podcast to help ignite the fire of innovation and entrepreneurship in each of you. I'm your host, Todd Romer, here to help you turn your passion into profit or transform a brilliant idea into a booming business. Each week, we explore actionable strategies, insightful tips, and inspiring stories of those who are actually doing it. We're all about helping you create and elevate your own new revenue streams. So let's get rebellious and make those dreams a lucrative reality for you. Now let's jump in to this week's episode. Welcome to Financial Rebellion this week. Excited to have Solo Rodriguez on as our guest. And before we speak to Solo, I want to let everyone know we are sponsored. Financial Rebellion continues to be sponsored by Acorns, a wonderful place to begin investing with spare change and as little as $5, $10 a week. And if you can invest more, invest more. Acorns is a wonderful platform to begin dipping your toe into the stock market safely and securely. And we also are big fans. Financial Rebellion are big fans of the credit union industry. We're helping credit unions around the country drive younger membership growth, let young people know that there's a big difference between credit unions and banks. And a lot of credit unions can help, and they are helping thousands of people do their money the Financial Rebellion way. So we're proudly sponsored by Kemba Credit Union, Alabama Credit Union. Kemba's in Greater Cincinnati, Alabama's in basically a majority of markets in Alabama, and many more that we believe will be coming as partners to Financial Rebellion. So that's where we're beginning today. All right, Solo Rodriguez, you're coming to us from Phoenix, Arizona. And
Yes,
correct
I
me if
am.
I'm wrong, Solo, you're also you're at Arizona State's Business Entrepreneurship Center. Is that correct?
Correct. WP Carey. Yes.
WP Carey School of Business, one of the best in the country. Well, welcome to Financial Rebellion Podcast, Solo Rodriguez.
Thank you for having me. It's good meeting you, Mr. Romer.
100%. And you know what's fun is that we just met a couple of days ago after you heard me speak on
Yes.
Financial Rebellion, the actual live presentation where I scratched the surface in about 50 minutes teaching how to truly be financially rebellious and do money differently because traditional financial norms are not working, right? So you were pretty excited.
Yep.
But this podcast, while we talk a little bit about how to manage money and invest money and all that sometimes, but majority of what we do is we have people like you on that are doing some things out there, side hustles, starting a business. So
Yeah.
before you tell our listeners and viewers about your pretty unique business, I love the niche. Wait till everyone hears from you. Tell us where you grew up.
So I am actually originally from Yuma, Arizona. I'm born and raised there. And, I've lived in Yuma my whole life. I really didn't like it as too much, but I recently moved out here in August for school here in Tempe, Arizona, and it's been amazing. The networking here has been amazing. The environment, the community, it's generally been all amazing. So, but yeah, I'm from Yuma.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, tell us about your business. What do you got going on?
So I've created the innovative idea of ZeroCut, which is they're grooming tools for men for post-haircut residue. It is the first of its kind, and we've came up with about 5 different products. Right now, we're in production for the first launch of ZeroCut Ear Wand. It is doing well in the market. A lot of people have been approving it. A lot of people love it. Barbershops. And exactly what ZeroCut Ear Wand does is it removes post-haircut residue inside the ear canal. So you run through the ear wand and you clean it all up, and then you rinse it off, and it's reusable. So it has a rehydrating silicone PDMS, and it's been amazing the wonders it's worked, and it's first of its kind, and I'm very excited to put it on the market.
Wow. Okay, zero cut post haircut wand. So how in the heck did you start this business or think of this product? What was the problem that was going on that you found to then bring this to be the solution for people barbershops, and we'll talk about, your end market. But how in the heck did you start this niche? It's so fun, right? There's so many niches in this world to create a business.
Yeah, so I get haircuts pretty frequently, about 2 to 3 times a week I get haircuts, and, I've
Wait,
always
time
been
out 2 to 3 times a week?
yeah, I
Holy
mean, you have
cow. All right.
as a young man, you gotta stay looking good, you know? So
That's great. Okay. I didn't mean to interrupt, but that's pretty amazing. Okay, go for it. Yeah, yeah. Hey, that's awesome.
yeah, so, it was a big problem for me, I had little hairs inside my ear canal, on my neck, on the base of my head, my clothes would always be itchy, it was a huge problem, so I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna go on Amazon, I'm gonna look for something." I originally was trying to buy something that can fix that solution, so I looked everywhere, Amazon, Google, TikTok, YouTube, everywhere I looked for it, and there was no market for anything that was remotely how you would remove anything except maybe a lint roller, but it's designed for clothes. So I was like, you know what? Let me mock up some designs. Let me see if I can think of something to make it. And it all started from drawing to making technical drawings to making digital prototypes. And it just all snowballed. And it was like, you know what? This is what I want to do. I'm going to make a market for it.
So this stemmed from your personal experience that wasn't pleasant after you would get haircuts, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. And then, okay, how did you start creating digital prototypes? Tell me the background. Like, how did you start having these technical skills? Where did you go after that?
So when it came to the ear wand, I started off with the base model, a Q-tip. So I was like, okay, Q-tips, they're cotton. They don't really I used to use Q-tips to push out the hairs and it kind of push it more in. I was like, okay, we need something that could pick it up. So I came up with drawings. I sketched out multiple drawings of what I couldn't think of what to make, as a venture does. And eventually I came up with the concept drawing of how I wanted it. And then from there, I made the dimensions, I had to learn about ear canals, how deep the ear canal goes, the diameter of an ear canal. And then once I had all that, I ran it through the AI system and I had it make me an actual photo of my ear wands. And from there, that's when I sent it out to manufacturers and I told them the dimensions and everything like that. And they got to work immediately.
Wait, how did you find manufacturers?
So that was actually one of the hardest problems, finding a manufacturer. I was looking for one, local here in the US, but the issue with them was they couldn't really produce it to how I wanted it. So I started doing, internationally. I started looking at China. China was kind of a big struggle too. They wanted certain things, and I came across Vietnam, and I came across a manufacturer there. We talked, we spoke, and after about 2 or 3 months, we finally secured a manufacturer and engineer that could get the job done correctly how I wanted it.
That's cool. So are you just doing this all on your own? Any network help? Anybody that said, "Hey, contact these companies in Vietnam," or are you just Googling? What are you doing to get to what made you move to Vietnam after China manufacturers are a little tough to work with?
Yeah, I was just Google. Everything I did myself. I've had no help with anything. I did everything myself. I researched endlessly on the computer late at night, just looking and looking. I looked for different companies everywhere, and then that's when I came across Prototype Lab, and they were the best fit for ZeroCut.
Prototype Lab. That's cool. Okay, you're inspiring people already. Why? Because how old are you again? Solo?
I'm 19 years old.
19 years old. Okay, so you just basically said, I'm going to do whatever I can to figure this out. And if it goes down, if I take one fork goes left and that is a dead end, I'm going to go, all right, I'm going to try this street. I'm going to go down this road. And you kept trying different roads and you've got to Vietnam. That's pretty amazing. That's great. Now, is there anything that, I don't know, medically that you found that if residual hair post haircut remains in the ear canal, that can lead to something else or something worse? Anything like that going on?
I haven't really researched too much as that aspect. I mean, I do know that if you do leave hairs on you anywhere, you could potentially get ingrowns. So that's always
Okay.
a no-no. You do not want that in your ear canal. And as far as also, it can also cause infections if you do leave hair inside your ear canal, especially mixed with wax. So that's why
Okay.
it's very important. tool is very handy because it removes that and it keeps that you keeps yourself very hygienic.
Yeah. And the reason why I asked that is, you know, they used to call it, Madison Avenue, the classic term for advertisers, right? Where everything started decades and decades ago to promote and market and advertise products to Americans. Um, it's never going to go away, and that is selling
Mhm.
fear. Some go way overboard, right? To sell fear that pushes people to buy a product or service. The list goes on, right? Cybersecurity, make sure you buy this and make sure all that. So I was just curious. Sounds like there is some things that
Yeah.
you can mention gently that, hey, this can, having residue can lead to, right?
Mhm.
Infections and things like that, plus the positive and all that. So that's cool. Okay. So then who has anyone in your family have a business or has an entrepreneurial bent, or is it this just came out of the blue for you? Have you had an entrepreneurial bent when you were younger?
So I actually do not have anybody in my family who's an entrepreneur. They kind of were very accustomed to, the 9 to 5 life. And ever since I was young, I always saw an issue in that. And I always was fascinated by money, from even just pictures of money, gold, just anything that had value. I always was fascinated. And I always was entrepreneurship since I was little. I would always be eager to sell lemonade, to sell candy at school. I even started my own company in high school with my friends. It was just being self-employed and being a boss was always something I enjoyed and loved. And then as I got older, I saw the bigger picture and how you can really make it in this world if you work hard in it.
Yeah, that's a really cool, um, cool commentary from you about what started that. Maybe with financial rebellion around the country that we've helped tens of thousands of people kind of put a stake in the ground and change how they behave with money, how they change how they begin investing and not overcome that fear. And
Mhm.
there's a lot of people like you, 19 to 29-year-olds and those older that have said the same thing. Love my parents, but I just want to do my life financially different. And so
Yeah.
sounds like you put a stake in the ground to go down that road. Um, okay, so how much have you put into the business, and when is product launch time? When's the estimated product launch time for your product?
So I've put about almost $3,000 to $4,000 into the production, paying my manufacturers, my engineers, marketing, certain stores I had to open up for online. And we're expected to have our final prototype testing by the end of this month, October, and we're expected
Okay.
to launch completely in mid-November. By then, we'll have pre-sales done. I'm working at that right now, actually, pre-sales from barbershops to consumers. And once we secure those pre-sales, we'll secure with our engineers and manufacturers and get them shipped out to people.
And you do have a couple of pre-sale barbershops that said I'm in.
Yes, I have two in my local hometown. Yes.
Fantastic. Well, you are setting yourself up for, as they see the value coming from them, there'll be great testimonials, right? And you said you set up a online shop. Is that like Shopify where you're selling, or how are you? What's your platform for sales
Yes, sir. It
platform?
is Shopify.
Okay, awesome. Are you finding that that's hard to set up a Shopify? Did you find that that's difficult?
It is actually a little difficult, but I do have a mentor who I actually just got in contact with about yesterday. So we're working at that. I actually have to call him after
Okay,
this so we talk about how to fix up my store.
okay, great. Pure assumption you're going to be marketing this through some social media too, to the
Oh,
are you doing any direct to consumer, like the actual, you know, person who wants to buy one, have one when they go to it? So it's not this barbershop, but the actual end consumer, like me. All right, I'm going to have one when I come home when I get my hair cut, several that I have remaining, uh, that I'm going to use it myself at my home. Is that an avenue too?
yes. Yes, we do.
Nice. Okay. So barbershops. Uh, what about what about the big boys? Maybe you're probably gonna get a few barbershops on board. What about the big boys like Sports Clips and Great Clips? Are you thinking about that?
Oh, we're going all the way, Mr. Romer. We're going to all of them. I want to get Walmart and Target. I want to go all the way with this. So I'm going to keep grinding at
Okay,
it.
so you're all right. So direct to retail. Okay, retailers. Okay, in addition to the actual, branded places where people go get haircuts, super cuts, right? All that they have
Yeah.
franchises all over the country and really world, right? So, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. What do you do? We always ask this question, right? It's an ongoing battle between the ears for people that are attempting to start a business, even a side hustle that's, part time. But really, when it's a legit business like yours, really, what do
Mhm.
you do when the doubt comes in and or fear from time to time? Tell me any instance of doubt and fear that have come in from the time he's created this idea to where you're at now. What do you do to combat that?
Yeah, so I get a lot of doubt. I obviously overthink a lot, especially when you're young and you think that you don't have a lot of time when you have a lot of time actually. I honestly what's helped me the most was my religion, with Christ. I'm very moral centered and I use that to push me forward every single day and I stay consistent every single day because of him.
Love that, man. Love that. Right there
Yeah.
with you. I'm a follower and believer in Jesus too. And yeah, every
Yes.
human has doubt whether they're
Yeah.
starting a business or not, right? And fear that pops in. And Solo, you continue to have that foundation. You will soar regardless of whether this business works out or not. And with our listeners and viewers, Solo, if this business doesn't work out, you're going to learn. Here's what I can guarantee you: you're going to
Yeah.
learn so much from this. And I'm not saying it's going to fail at all, not at all. If this doesn't go where you hope it goes, you're going to
Yeah.
learn so much. It's like a 2-year bachelor's degree.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. And question for you: this is really big time for listeners because there's no question there's a lot of people that want to try and do things that you're doing. Um,
Mhm.
the question is, what would you tell people that you have learned, our listeners, what would you tell them that you've learned the most about yourself as you've gone through this process? There's always a couple things that people learn about themselves that are like, wow, I didn't know I had this in me. What is it for you?
Um, I would say maybe my discipline. I have really good discipline as far as, pushing forward every day to get this done. But with discipline, I also do have my procrastinating moments, especially living here at college. A lot of distractions, a lot of stuff that's going on. But honestly, it's just been discipline. I have to remember why I'm here in college, why I'm here every day on this earth, and why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I keep going at it every single day, and I try to keep that mind clear and that vision set.
That's fantastic. So you have learned that, yep, you can procrastinate, like, welcome to humanity, right? We all have that. I'm going to say, well, 98% of Americans can be good procrastinators. On my hands up first. But is there something else, though? I think there's something else, maybe. If you think, what else have you learned in a very positive way that you have? You have discipline, but what else have you learned about yourself that maybe you're like, wow, I don't know if this would have come out that I have this ability if I didn't start down this road? Is there anything else?
I would say, man, you got me on the spot here. I would say maybe talking to people. Networking has been my best friend when starting this business. I met a lot of people when I started doing everything at little variables here and there. I started talking to people and I got more comfortable talking. I used to be very, shy. I'd stutter a lot. And, I learned to talk and form full sentences with people. So that was good to learn.
That's fantastic. That is a beautiful that's a beautiful recognition of what you've learned about yourself and what it took for you to get out of your comfort zone. So now that's brought confidence, right? To talk to anybody about your
Yeah.
idea, to talk to anybody in general. Have fun. That's a really cool response. It's no different than anybody listening that's like, man, okay, that sounds like me. And yeah, that's just I speak for the same thing. When I started my business, I had to speak in front of people, and I'm going, golly, I this is going to be wild. This is a little hard. Will they even like it? Right? Doubts and fears. Will they like my stuff? And I have to get in front of people to speak, and then it just kind of go went from there. Right? So,
Yeah.
okay, give us the listeners, those watching, what would you tell somebody right now, if they're thinking about starting their business or side hustle, what would you reinforce to them if you were sitting across the table, having a coffee, having a tea with them, or whatever, across from a little fireside chat? What would you encourage them to do as they are thinking about this idea that they haven't launched yet? What would you tell them?
I would say honestly, do it. Don't worry about the bad, just do it. I've had Zero Cut Year One in my mind for about a couple months, always just in my head, start like I didn't like I said, I procrastinate a lot and I've had the idea for a while before I actually put it into action. And so I wish I started sooner because I'd be way better than where I'm at right now. So I say to people like them to just do it. Go ahead and start.
Yeah. There's a common theme of our guests on Financial Rebellion who are in their late teens to their 20s is that just do it. What's the worst to happen, right? Okay, you might lose a little money, but again, it's like you're paying for a almost like a mini MBA. You're paying to learn so much about business.
Exactly.
It's a win-win. Even if it quote doesn't work out how you want, you're going to pivot and go, okay, I got a manufacturer in Vietnam. Maybe there's another product that's I can start that's kind of bugging people, and I can be
Yep.
that solution. So that's really cool, man. Uh, it truly has been an honor to have you on the Financial Rebellion podcast. Uh, so how can people follow you? How can they get more information about your product? What do you have from a social media or website or anything like
Yes.
that?
So we do have a website. It is called zerocutcompany.com, and we're on all socials, Zero Cut.
So it's Zero Cut is on social,
Yeah, yeah, all social
and then
medias, Facebook and TikTok, all of it.
okay, but the website is zerocutcompany.com.
Yes.
Fantastic. All right. Well, that is pretty cool, man. And then um, before I end, I remembered our conversation, and correct me if this is wrong, but after my presentation, we spoke afterward, and you said something to the effect of, I want to invest in myself after I started speaking about investing in the stock market safely and securely, the financial rebellion way. And I said, absolutely invest in yourself. That's one of your investment vehicles, right? And so, and I also encourage to still begin investing, whether that's through Acorns or some other platform, start investing too, even if it's $10 a week. So you got your second platform of money growth going, and then eventually get to a third. And when you blow this business up, you'll have your own company 401k plan, if you will. So, but I love that. We had a nice little conversation about don't just put everything, all of your eggs in the Solo Rodriguez basket, right? That's smart to go after it, but also if you can, keep investing a little bit on the side. You're going to learn a ton. But really, it's been a pleasure, Solo. It really has meeting you. Keep us posted. Keep me posted on your progress. And yeah, man, it's been fun.
It was a pleasure for having me. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. Again, Financial Rebellion podcast brought to you by Acorns, the credit union industry, Kemba Credit Union, along with Alabama Credit Union. And we will see all of you on the next episode of Financial Rebellion. Rebels out.